Hey everyone, it's your girl Sierra. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a reset vlog. I have some cleaning to do. I want to refill my vitamins. I do need to give myself a haircut, which is why it's really greasy. I don't know if you can see on camera, but my ends are pretty dead. And I'm thinking I want to rearrange my room. I don't know yet though because there's only so much I can do. My room is the same size it's always been. Sometimes I feel like the walls are like closing in on me, and I actually watched a Heinz vlog. He had just moved, and the information and knowledge, his message that he was just spreading awareness on, his own like reflection of the whole process really resonated. And that sometimes when it feels like the walls are kind of closing in on you, you have to change your environment. And although I cannot just up and leave my environment into a completely new one, I can change it. I'm gonna figure something out. I have a dresser over here that's also kind of low, so I just feel like it's just like low, and then the walls are caving. Like I don't know. It's just I gotta figure something out. Gotta move things around. I have my arts and crafts table that I brought out of the closet so that I can do arts and crafts more often. And I would say I am coloring more, but I don't know if it's maybe just taking up too much space. I feel like every spot in my room is filled with something, and it's not like I have too much things, I just don't have enough space. But before that, I'm just gonna clean the room and get everything where it goes, and then we'll reevaluate.
We don't have to do anything. The scent of skin is strong enough. Huddle a little bit closer, babe. Let's see if I can warm you up. Oh, babe, slow, babe.
So this is what happens when water gets on this. It just like expands. I need to get rid of this. I swear to God, if you recommend BetterHelp. Fuck BetterHelp. You want to just stop like getting sponsored by me. I really hope I'm in the camera frame. Oh, let me take these off because they always glare. I kind of don't feel great today. I'm telling you guys, it's just the sinuses. Like, it's so dry. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. It just all sucks. I think I'm gonna wash my makeup off because I feel like it's just like irritating my eyes. But before I do that, we're gonna go over the game plan of what I want to do with my room today, if I can find the energy. Like I said, I just don't feel good, but like I need to continue on with my life, you know? So this is my map that I planned out. This is typically what I do when I want to move things around in my room. So unfortunately, I can't change the height of my bed unless I bought like a new frame, but I don't have the money to do so. I have a shoe rack in my closet that I found when doing Amazon Flex. I literally just found it in a neighborhood. Someone threw it out. They just like left it on the side of the road. So I took it because it was perfectly fine. It just needed to be wiped down and the screws needed to be tightened. So that's in my closet. I actually took it to save it for a different occasion. No intention of using it, but I'm going to use it. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take the shoes from the top rack of my closet down, and I'm going to put them on the shoe rack. The shoe rack is just on the floor of my closet. It's not being used. So I'm going to transfer the shoes onto the shoe rack, and that shelf that I have in my closet where I typically keep my shoes, I'm going to use that for all of the items that I have here in this cubby. So you can see I have this cubby here. This is what I use for my recycling. I have a bunch of books below that, a bunch of books. And then I have like vitamins, medication. This is full of candles and grocery bags for my trash. So I'm just going to transfer all of this stuff into the closet. I'm going to have a tough time figuring out what to do with that stuff because this is like literally my junk drawer. If I can have him take this wood and repurpose it into like shelves and get some kind of shelving on the walls. Literally maybe just like 1 or 2 shelves. that would then eliminate the cubby. So I want to throw the cubby away. Like I said, I just needed to find places for everything in the cubby. That's going to free up all of this space. I'm also going to be throwing away this. I feel like it's going to make my eyes irritated. It already is making my eyes irritated. And like I feel like my vision is kind of like not blurry, but you know when you have a headache, it just the lights are like bright. It's just like irritating and overstimulating. So I'm just gonna get rid of my makeup altogether. Like, so what is going on with my earring? Okay, I'm gonna use my La Roche-Posay. No, I have not found any mold in my product. People are crazy. The way people will just like cancel people and brands and like on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. Like, it's just crazy. Now that my makeup is off, can you guys just see like in my eyes? Like, I'm just gonna go in with this bubble tone and texture serum. Okay, I literally changed. I was getting so overstimulated. My hair is like in my face. My t-shirt was like cropped and it kept rolling up and it was too tight. I was getting overstimulated and I'm hot. Anyways, this is what I've got going on. This is where I keep my shoes. I do have one shoe rack back there, which I think I'm going to try and repurpose. And this is where all of my shoes are now. It has 3 shelves. Those are the only 2 that don't fit on there, but I think it'll be fine. I might end up just pulling those ones down because I don't wear them every day and I can pull up 2 sneakers, but we're going to see how everything like fits. So now I'm going to take my things from over here and transfer it over here.
Babe, snuggle, baby. Huddle, babe, snuggle, baby. Huddle, babe, snuggle, baby. Just wait.
I actually don't have that many books, but when they were down underneath in that small space, there was too many. Sometimes all it takes is a little rearranging of your environment. Wow, I love that. I literally was filming for 20 minutes. I wasn't filming. I never pressed record. I flipped my screen around and it was just black. So we love that. But anyways, we're going through the arts and crafts cart. Don't really need to throw much away because everything is my arts and crafts. So everything belongs here. I'm just making sure. I'm just reorganizing everything. I did find curtains that I was so happy to find them because they were curtains that I just put right over my bed. If you guys remember, there was a DIY that was really popular. You strung fairy lights and curtains, like lace curtains like these. And it was like a headboard kind of for your bed. When I moved into this house, I took them down and I kept the curtains because they're so pretty that I was just like, I know I want to repurpose these one day. And I realized that I can use them to make the hammock thing that I was talking about earlier, having kind of like from one corner to the other corner to hold like my stuffed animals above my bed versus having them on my bed. And I was saying what's great about hoarding things is that you're doing it because you know that one day eventually there's going to be something that you need that item for, which is why I hold on to things. And it can easily become hoarding, but that's not what's happening in this case. I am repurposing this thing. I just needed 4 or 5 years before I would figure out what it was that I was repurposing. I pulled out some skirts that I'm gonna try on because I put them in here to be altered. Eventually, I'm gonna figure out how the heck to sew and alter my own clothes, but until then, they go in the craft cart. Now I'm just kind of going through my drawers. Everything goes in place. This is where I keep like paintbrushes and stuff. This one has sketchbooks, some stationary items, but I'm just kind of going through and seeing why do I have this. Honestly, I gave myself a pretty big mess with my room, so I spent some time just like cleaning all that up. I'm gonna go to bed soon, but I gotta trim the hair. I'm not giving myself a haircut, I'm giving myself a hair trim. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see my hairbrush just like broke in half like randomly, and I don't feel like buying another one, so I'm just doing this. So I typically cut my hair into layers doing the butterfly method, where it's or like the unicorn method, where you tie off 2 different sections towards the front and you cut that way, and then I go in and I just do some fine tuning. I've been using more heat on my hair, so the heat tends to fry my ends, as we can see. So let me see. I could probably cut off like this much. It's a good 2 inches of hair, which I think is probably normal for a trim. Literally cut. Just over direct. I can't tell if this is good or not because my hair is so fluffy. We're just gonna call it quits. I trimmed my hair.